Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to Trading Options Network. Hey, I know I haven't done a live training in a little bit. I've been doing a lot of the back end stuff, getting our website developed and just doing other things. Obviously, getting our Zoom taken care of is one of them. Obviously, now I'm doing the Zoom meetings. That being said, I was really excited to actually get on the do a live training today, just simply due to the fact that find what's happening in the market to be actually quite funny, truthfully. That being said, let's go ahead and get into, oops, there we go, get into our disclaimer here. Obviously, everything that we talk about and discuss today is solely my opinion, not the opinion of Trading Options Network. That being said, um, one thing I'm going to point out first, just so we can get it out of the way early, is our the Fed Governor Christopher Waller spoke today, and basically he said exactly what I was expecting, and that hey, we're not going to be lowering any rates for a while. Everyone has been saying that in the Fed, and yet every single time something comes out, all these news articles are saying, "Oh, hey, maybe we're going to get closer to that Fed cut or the rate cut. We're more likely to a rate cut." No, we're not. Okay, they keep saying it. They haven't backed down. We're not closer to a rate cut. It's going to be a while before that happens. So that being said, go on to the next one. Earnings, of course. I'll go back to today first. Lowe's has they had released their earnings. AutoZone released their earnings. Both are down right now, although I'm not surprised. I figured retail was going to be down right now because of all the inflation and everything that's been happening. So I'm not surprised. Lowe's and AutoZone are both down right now. As a matter of fact, here's AutoZone. So it's down about a little over 4% right now. And then let's see if I can get Lowe's up in here. All right, so here's Lowe's. It is down almost 3%. So, again, they're both down. I would not be surprised. This is actually a really nice chart. It's almost a head and shoulders or inverted head and shoulders. I would not be surprised if this actually came back down to around, this level. It looks like there's been a lot of support and resistance at about the what is that? Just under 210. Okay, so that could definitely be a play if you want to, jump in on lows and see it go down to that 210 or, have that price target. So, I mean, that's still a pretty good, what would that be? $12 on a $222 stock. So we're looking at almost 5%. Okay, so just under 5%. That could definitely make you some money if you want to put a bearish play on that. That being said, oh, let's see what else I wanted to talk about today. Oh, yes, that's right. There's a small company, you may have heard of it, called Nvidia or Nvidia, depending on how you say it. It's only, a $2.369 trillion company. And they are reporting tomorrow after the market closes. And I'm telling you right now, whatever happens with this company, the market will, as a whole, will respond. That's how big this company is. So, my guess, and I am absolutely 100% staying on the sidelines for this because the NVIDIA premiums for options right now are through the roof because everyone's trying to get in on it. I don't want to gamble. I am not a gambler when it comes to trading options. Put me on a poker table. I love gambling there, but not on options. That being said, I'm really excited to see what happens with NVIDIA tomorrow. But to move along, here's SPY. Here's what's happening today. Not much. It looks like we gapped down, we've come back up, and then we started going back down. But I want to pull up the daily chart. Okay, let's just get it a little bit bigger here. There we go. All right, I'm also going to go ahead and get rid of some of these extra things on here. I'll keep the Bollinger Bands. I like the Bollinger Bands. I don't need that. All right, so here we are. Again, I said I'll be the first person to say I was wrong if we continue to move higher, and we did. Okay. I think the last time I actually did one was maybe around here, one of these live trainings, because I've been so busy doing other things for Trading Options Network. But that being said, I was expecting us to roll over right here, even though we had a lot of momentum to get there. It just was a very, very key point. And the fact that it hit that 50-day moving average is like, that 50-day moving average was like, no, you are not getting above me this time. I thought we were going to roll over here, but no, we kept that momentum going and we gapped up. And then we went sideways for a couple of days and then we started going up. And then we went sideways and then we went up. And then we gapped up to all-time highs. And I am flabbergasted. I'm not going to lie. Now, the great thing about being I'll say the difference between an amateur trader and a professional trader is not how many more winning trades you can make. It is how well you react to your losing trades, mitigating those losses. I cannot say that enough. And being that, I've been saying I was more bearish than bullish in this run for the last few weeks. I am still about even. Okay. In fact, I might even be up a little bit because I had the wherewithal to get out of my losing trades when they turned to become losers. Okay. And I did let my winning trades go. Go as in run. Okay. I did not get rid of them. Now, that being said, I think what's happening right now is actually quite funny because, gosh, what day was that? That was what, Wednesday, I think, is when we broke into all-time highs, whatever May 15th was. I think that was Wednesday last week. Yeah. So we broke out to all-time highs. And at first I thought maybe it was going to be just this massive bear trap. I mean, I'm sorry, bull trap. We break out to all-time highs and all these retail traders start getting in on FOMO trades, the fear of missing out. And that really didn't happen. And then the next day comes Thursday, and we didn't gap up, but we started up in the morning. And then the bears seemed to take control and drive it back down. And then the next day, we go nowhere. It gaps down a little bit, and the bulls are like, nah, let's just go back up a little bit. So we went up just a smidge. And then yesterday, a doji. Today, as of right now, another doji. So more times than not, I would actually say that's bullish. Okay. That is the epitome of consolidation and why can't I think of the term right now, but it's oh shoot, I can't think of the term. But essentially what it's doing is it's not going down. It went up to all-time highs and then it's just staying put. High base, that's what I was trying to say. It's basically high basing right now. It's just staying where it's at, in which case more times than not, when the 20 and the 50-day moving average kind of catch up to the price level that it's at, in which case right now we're hovering right around 530. I think it says what, 529.79 at this exact point in time. But again, usually when we're there, we wait for the moving averages to come up and then we're going to go up more. This is how I feel about it right now. We gapped up and the bulls suddenly were like, oh my God, we made it. I don't think we're supposed to be here though. And they haven't done anything since. The bears, on the other hand, they're like, what the hell? How did they do that? How did they get there? There's no reason they should be there, but yet they still got there. So I'm staying back for a little while. And right now, it feels like the bulls and the bears are doing this. I'm not going to do it. You do it. No, I'm not going to do it. You do it. Kind of situation. And my personal opinion is we are just waiting for one side or the other to make a move. Well, either the bulls are going to move it higher or the bears are going to take it lower. And when that happens, I think we're going to see a pretty decent run. I'm not going to say we're going to see a 10% run or anything like that, but definitely over the course of maybe, 3 days to a week, I would not be surprised to see, a 3 to 5% run in either direction in just a matter of a couple of days. But again, I feel like we're playing tug of war, but no one's actually pulling right now, if that makes sense. We're in such a weird position because typically when we break to all-time highs, if the market was quote unquote normal, we should have just kept running. There's no reason to have not run more, but we didn't do that. But again, the Bears are not doing anything either. It's almost like they're saying, like I said, the Bulls got there, but they don't feel like they should be there. And the Bears, while they also don't feel like they should be there, they're like, but they made it, so I'm not going to F with it right now. So we're in a really, really interesting position. And I will say, I have definitely lowered my number of positions right now. I only have a few. I've opened up, like today, I opened up a position on UPS. So I'll show you why right now. All right, so here's UPS. For me, this just looks like it should easily go back down to around the 140 level. So I don't think I'm going to hold this position very long. If it hits 140, I'll probably close maybe like half of the position and then see what happens from there. And then if it continues moving down, I'll probably hold that position until it starts showing me that it can go back up. But that was a very, very nasty candle for I almost said Lowe's. Sorry, for UPS today. Again, I did like the chart for Lowe's, so I might actually open up a position on Lowe's too. But that's bad. That's not a good candle. Again, I think there's no reason why I can't roll over and just go down to around this 140 to 142 level. But that's just my opinion. But other than that, that's like literally the only position I actually opened this week. I do have a position on Dollar General right now on the downside. Come on, go away. So there we go. Oops, not DHDG. It obviously, so it gapped up last Wednesday when the market was, gapped to all-time highs. And then it's been pitiful. Now today it gapped up again, which I thought was very strange. There's literally no news. I have no idea what caused this gap up. But it continued to run right out the gate, and then it's been pitiful pretty much the rest of the day. So I see this rolling over more. I already had the bear position. And while 99 times out of 100, I will never double down on a trade, and I actually didn't double down. So technically speaking, I still am part of that 99, but I did add a different position on Dollar General because I could see this rolling right back over. Dollar General does have earnings next week on the 30th. So I think these gap ups were just a little bit of excitement, for lack of a better term, and some additional volatility. But I see this rolling over and coming right back down. So I opened up a different position on Dollar General. I did not double down on my previous position on Dollar General, but I just really liked the way the market reacted, the way I guess you could say the bears reacted to this gap up, and then it continued to run, and the bears were like, "Whoa, no, this is not happening today." So it pulled back down again. If tomorrow, if it gaps up again, then I'm going to obviously close my positions. I just don't think that's going to happen. So back to this good old SPY. Talking about the NVIDIA earnings tomorrow. NVIDIA could 100% cause the market to break to the upside or the downside. Again, we're talking about an almost $2.4 trillion company. It's insanely large. So whatever happens with NVIDIA could be the catalyst that moves the market. That's a great way to say it. The catalyst to move the market in one direction or the other. Obviously, NVIDIA has had some great earnings. I'll pull up their chart. There we are. I mean, this is insane to me. Like that is just what a run they have had. I remember a buddy of mine all the way back here when they were down at around $100 a share, had a bunch of shares, and I think he sold it when it was like around 140, 150. And he was all excited because he had a mass, I mean, it was like a 40% gain. something crazy, but he's still kicking himself because what a run. I mean, good Lord. This is just incredible. In just a year and a half, it's up close to 1,000%. I mean, that's insane. But that being said, because of that run, you can see earnings here gapped up ridiculously. Um, Earnings here was kind of meh, same there. Then it gapped up, and now we have tomorrow's earnings. I mean, I would like to say I don't see how this could possibly go any higher, but when you have these stocks like Nvidia that just don't give a damn about what should be going on or you know how the stock should be reacting. God only knows. God only knows. I'm really excited to see what happens. I will probably open up positions on different stocks just because of their earnings. Pardon me. And just see where that goes. But that being said, I don't have anything else really for you today. Let's go back and see. Of course, we have our initial jobless claims tomorrow. I'm sorry, on Thursday, like we do every Thursday. Um, Flash US Services PMI. I'm actually excited to see how that comes out. Durable goods orders. I mean, nothing huge. The initial jobless claims, I will say, if it does come in lower than expected, that will probably have a negative impact on the market. Mainly because it'll take away from that. Oh, maybe we're getting closer to cutting rates. But if they come in lower than expected, then that's actually, the bad news is good news is bad news type of situation that we have right now. So existing home sales tomorrow, not going to really do too much. The Fed minutes, the FOMC minutes, that could have a little bit to do with the market tomorrow. We'll see what happens. And that's, of course, with 2 hours before NVIDIA's earnings. But we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Again, I'm excited to see how the market plays out the rest of this week. I'm curious to see if anybody's going to pick up the rope for this tug of war and who decides they want to continue moving. So that being said, again, I really don't have anything else for you today. Certainly hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Great trading day. We got 2.5 hours before the bell closes. And yeah, go out there, kick some butt, make some money. You guys have a good one now. Take care.